Hey everybody, this is Andrew, and I'm taking a bit of a break here on recording some content around developing the SharePoint framework because I want to talk to you a little bit about the SharePoint conference that's coming up in May in Las Vegas. This is the place to learn if you're a SharePoint developer wanting to learn the SharePoint framework if in May. There's no better place in May to be than the SharePoint conference in Las Vegas, and I hope you're going to join me there. Now, I got a pretty packed schedule myself, and so I'm going to be covering a bunch of different things that week, and I want to tell you a little bit about them and why I'm excited about it. The first thing I'm going to do is starting off the week is with a full day workshop. I did a similar workshop to this last year at the SharePoint conference in Las Vegas, totally sold out. So I wouldn't wait until the very last minute here. We had to stop selling tickets because we ran out of seats. So make sure you don't wait to fill this up. What we cover is I start out from the very beginning for people who don't have any experience with the SharePoint framework, and I'm going to get you ramped up. We're going to get your environment set up. I'm going to show you how I do it on my machine. It's not really designed to be a hands-on thing to where you're going to follow along. You're more than welcome to, but there's some stuff that you're going to have to do ahead of time to get your machine up and running. And quite frankly, conference Wi-Fi is never good enough for this kind of stuff. So instead, I'd like for you to just kind of sit back and really absorb everything and make sure you understand what's going on. You're going to get a copy of all my slides. You're going to get a copy of all the code that I run through. The real big thing is you want to walk away with just a real good understanding of what's involved, what you can do, how to go about doing it, and then with some notes on how you can kind of get started from there. Because I'm also going to give you a bunch of free resources that you can jump on. I've also got 2 breakout sessions that week as well. One of them is on introducing the SharePoint framework. So think of that as like the first part of that workshop that I'm going to end up doing in May. So this is great for those of you who have no SharePoint development experience. Maybe you have some web development experience. So maybe you've got like some JavaScript experience, maybe some TypeScript experience. If you don't have much, it's okay. We'll get you ramped up. It's also great for those of you who are seasoned SharePoint developers and you want to learn how to do SharePoint framework development. And you're coming from like say Farm Solutions or Sandbox or add-ins, all that stuff. I'm going to show you how to get up to speed on that stuff in my introduction to the SharePoint framework. And then I've got a more advanced session as well on creating and consuming third-party web services using the SharePoint framework. So in this one, you know, we can build a SharePoint framework web part, no problem, but I'm probably going to want to leverage data from outside of my web part. And usually that's being done with the Microsoft Graph or with the SharePoint REST API. But in this session, I want to cover another scenario, which is what if I want to talk to some third-party web service, like a weather web service or a stock service? I'm going to show you how to create a custom REST API. We're going to do a really simple one. But we're going to deploy it into an Azure function as a REST API. Now, it doesn't have to be an Azure function. It could be anything, but I'm going to use an Azure function. And then we're going to take that a step further, and I'm going to show you how you can secure it with Azure AD so that only your tenant can have access to that endpoint. And furthermore, I'm going to show you how to create your own custom permissions or scopes that you can put inside that Azure AD application and how you can use that there. I really like this conference. It's where you'll see everybody in North America that's involved with SharePoint, specifically around developers, and people from all around the world will be joining us as well. It's a great conference. We did it last year and had a lot of fun. Met a lot of great people, and people said they learned a lot too. I learned a lot from attending some of the other sessions myself. So definitely take a look at the SharePoint conference in May in Las Vegas of this year. Great place to be, and I hope to see you there.